All righty, everyone. Welcome into the PHNX Rising post-game show. Rising finished with a 1-1 draw. Kind of crazy match. Rising pretty much out of it for the darn near majority of the match until they were rescued at the death by Danny Trejo. Equalizer. Could have been 2-1 Rising at some point. Could have been 2-1 Colorado Springs at some point. Crazy match. So much happened, I swear, in that last 7 minutes of stoppage time. Owen, what are we doing here?
Yeah, what are we doing here? That's how it feels sometimes. It's how I think we felt before the second half started. In a lot of ways, Phoenix Rising in the first half, kind of toothless. No shots on target in that first half, which I think really summed things up. Now, look, when you look at it, Phoenix Rising, perhaps a little bit unlucky to go in at the break, losing at that stage. It was a pretty decent goal. They shouldn't, however, really have conceded that opportunity.
Yep.
In the second half, do they fight back? Yes. In the heat, I think in particular with the multiple hydration breaks, 2 per half, not something that we typically see, really did work to stifle some of the build-up. But overall, look, a lot of things that did, I think, need to be improved on from Phoenix Rising's perspective, even if they're going to take some positives still, which from how Juan Guerra sounded after that game, they're still taking a handful of positives at least.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's something we were saying right before we came on is if this stayed 1-0 and Rising lost this match, so many things are justified. And yet it's the 1-1 draw that in a way you look at it kind of at the surface, this could almost mask some of the issues that Rising did deal with. But make no mistake, this was a very much a match Rising should have lost by all accounts and something where they were very much outplayed. I think there's a lot of times we go to when Rising either puts in a bad performance or they're not up to their standard. I think we often very much say, hey, Rising, missed their chances or they were kind of off, which they did not threaten. But I will say this was a game plan by Colorado Springs where they very much were, hey, we have 4 in the back. We're going to load up the midfield and we're going to essentially keep those levels very disciplined to where Rising could not break down that low block. It's something they had a lot of difficulty doing against other opponents. And that, to me, was where the difference was.
It was. Look, they defended with 2 kind of lines of 4 in a lot of phases of that game. And that's not easy. It's not easy at all to break that one down. At the end of the day, though, you've still got to do a bit more with it, I think. What we saw is Rising did get into chances where they were whipping crosses in. They put in quite a lot of crosses, actually, tonight. A lot more than their season average, which is right around that 16 kind of mark.
Yeah.
35 tonight, Phoenix Rising. But how many of them are connecting? Not nearly enough. A lot of them, you looked at them and just thought, where was it going to? Who is there? What is the thinking behind it? It's one thing to put a ball in, but when so much of the game plan, and I think this is something we should address here, so much of the game plan, especially when you want to play that kind of possession-based style, you want to be more slow and methodical and doing things for a reason, doing things for a purpose. There was a lot of moments in that one where you saw crosses that absolutely did not match that.
Oh, man.
Now, I think we saw things turn around a little bit with Carlos Harvey coming on, and I think, look, this is something that Juan said overall, and I personally would agree with as well. The substitutes did have an impact.
Yes.
I do feel that.
Yes.
Fede Varela, very unlucky to see that ball pulled
out
the
was
back
a
of the net.
That was a goal.
We'll discuss that in more detail later on, I'm sure. Carlos Harvey threatening in the air. When they bring him on, he's a big guy.
Yeah,
you expect him. Look, if you're going to put that many crosses in, of course you want to have the guy who is the one who's been scoring headers out there on the field.
And of course,
that is Carlos Harvey.
Yeah.
It's Carlos Harvey.
It is.
And look, I think overall, I mean, BJ, they're mentioning some of the stuff. Anguiano, obviously picked to start today. Some of the idea behind that, of course, is rotation in that midfield. You've got a lot of games coming up this week. Renzo Zambrano will miss Wednesday's game due to yellow card accumulation. He picked up his 8th caution of the season in the first half today. It's actually why Juan said they left him out there for the game.
Makes sense.
For longer today and took Anguiano off first. But look, I feel as though in some ways Pat's right here. People aren't necessarily scared of the Rising attack overall. I wonder if that's got a little bit of substance to that, actually, that comment. I think Rising have had 1 or 2 games where they really, really tear into an opponent, and a lot of other games where they just don't. And he's right. Look, they give away chances. You will get a couple of chances against this Rising team. We saw that in the first half. To be honest, they plausibly should have had another one at the very death.
100%. I'm seeing Devin, right, saying the game felt boring. I mean, honestly, at times, listen, there's a lot of beauty you can take out of some of these mundane matches, but there were times where very much it was wash, rinse, repeat for Phoenix Rising. It was either one of two things, seemingly, where they're swinging it out wide since the entire midfield blocks are shut down by Colorado Springs, and it's lumping and cross after cross after cross that was not finding the mark. We are already have tagged Reese on it. We're going to have a nice graphic on Tuesday's show. But then the other one, right, and this was a player where, very responsible for some of the things that weren't going well for Rising Knight. It was a lot of Crutzen balls over the top, primarily to Danny Trejo, that just were not finding the mark. That when you result to that vertical ball, which something that Rising has had some success on, but when that's only the way that you're seeming to attack, it's just not hitting the mark. Crutzen also had the, poor pass that essentially came up short. Bad ball to play across in the middle of your pitch in your own box led to Colorado Springs opening the goal. Tough performance for him. Couple tough performances for some of the other players.
Yeah, I think someone else who didn't really impress me today, Mo Traore, I think out of the back. Someone who, look, I mentioned the crossing. I mentioned the fact that Rising were putting in a lot. He personally put in 5, and it just didn't feel like they were threatening a lot of them. There were a lot of times you looked at it and go, okay, is he shooting there? Yeah. Who's he giving it to? And I don't know. I'm looking at it and saying, look, if you're trying to get it over someone and there's a guy just right in front of you who's going to get up there and gets in the way, fine, that's one thing. But that wasn't what we were seeing. It felt quite aimless. It felt quite, in many ways, and it's not necessarily something I think we've seen Rising stagnate at times in the attack. Yeah. But today was a day where I felt like at times the team felt like it didn't have ideas.
No,
and that's a problem. And that's a very big problem. It
keeps going to the well where, again, Rising is very much, they have scored a lot of their goals in the season. They have looked their best where it's free-flowing, where it's open, where they're able to stretch a defense, run in behind, use their speed. Again, Colorado Springs, credit to them. They blocked out all of that. And Rising has not been a team where they have traditionally been able to break opponents down. And really, it kind of gets into our numbers a bit, right? We do have the by numbers, which showcases the stats here. It's a 1-1 draw for Rising. We mentioned the XG here, 1.08 for Rising, 1.42 to Switchbacks. So, not too much there. Again, Switchbacks realistically could have gone ahead in multiple points in this match. 66% possession for Rising. Of course, the special where, Rising dominate possession, but then there we go. Yeah. Shots pretty equal, 17-15 in favor of Rising. Shots on goal, Switchbacks with 1. There was a point where
we had the very classic, though. Sorry, we always have one little correction in this because they always change their mind.
Please do.
They always change their mind with the XG. They were never consistent. The XG for Colorado Springs has actually been upped to 1.93 after that game.
Fair enough.
So
okay, so
Colorado Springs actually have pretty much
is substantial. Yeah, they didn't like to do that after the final whistle, but no, it was
Opta always do this. They say one thing, 2 days later they've changed their mind once again.
Opta gonna opt to take their time. But it's this match was very frustrating. There was a point where Rising didn't even have a shot on target in the first half, if I remember series correctly. Arteaga had by the 53rd minute 14 touches total. Trejo had 24 touches total. You can't be having that from your 2-star players. Again, it was just the byproduct of the system where people were lumping it over the top or spraying it from crosses that were just never finding the mark. When you were playing a team that's that compact and they're sitting 7-8 guys within their own third, you're not going to have success doing either of those things.
No, you're not. And look, I don't know what to say right there. But hey, look. It was not a good day in front of goal for Rising, but I will say this. Should we talk about the one flashpoint, I think, in the second half that's
yes. Oh, please.
Really going to be a complicated
one. Please.
We don't yet have full clarification. I have asked for some clarification over the particular variety of handball offense that was called, but we do know that it was described by the referee to those around there as a handball offense. The goal, 80th minute, Federico Varela. It comes in. It comes off a defender, right? Kind of blasts it towards him. And it looks like, and what I'd imagine the referees decided there is it's coming off of here, roughly.
Yeah.
But the replays appear to show that it comes off higher up. You're going to look at something that's his shoulder. Now, a little bit of a law lesson for those of you who want to know a little bit more about the laws of the game here. What we're going to say. A handball offense. So how we judge with the arm begins. We're going to put your arm flat by your side. We're going to draw this imaginary line out from the base of the armpit, perpendicular, like Like this, okay?
It's a
He's going out.
great medium for those listening on audio.
It's a great medium for those listening on audio. But if you draw that line out from the base of the armpit with your arm down by your side, anything above is going to be a shoulder.
Yep.
Anything below is going to be the arm.
Yep.
And if it touches the shoulder there, perfectly fine. If it touches the arm, that's not the case.
Like watching Picasso paint. It's good shit. No, but it's very much so. Seeing Scott's chat earlier on, right? I got a shirt like that. We appreciate that, Scott. I'm assuming you're talking about mine and not Owen's, but yes, it is a nice demonstrating on this shirt, kind of where that handball is. You guys want to get a hand on some of our shirt? Check out phnxlocker.com. It's where you guys can become a diehard. We've had a lot of people come diehard even this past week, right?
Indeed.
Cross PHNX, 4 PHNX Rising fans. Appreciate everyone. A lot of diehards joining us at 4 Peaks, yesterday for a little USA Vietnam watch party. It was super fun. Again, get in on all the action. Become a diehard today. You get 20% off merch, 20% off events, a free t-shirt every single year that you are a diehard, and especially one when you sign up. There might be a rumor going around. There's a new shirt idea floating around, so stay tuned for all of that. But yes, check out phnxlocker.com to sign up today. Very, very fun stuff.
Max doesn't like the idea of the new shirt, even though it's his own idea.
I mean, I'm not saying it's a good, darn good shirt, but hey, I don't want it to be out there, but it might be out there. But yes, thank you all our diehards who are in the chat supporting us. Love seeing you guys in person at 4 Peaks, all that stuff, and of course,
wiping the sweat away here.
I know, no, this is actually very good. And little boom. A shout out to our friends at 4 Peaks, right? Like I said, very fun watch party last night. We're not going to name names. Apparently, some people lost some like bets, and it was photographed at 4 Peaks, and it was just a tough time for a certain one individual. We're not going to name names, but 4 Peaks can help soothe all of those aches and pains through the delicious sweet nectar that is their beer.
Wow.
I mean, the wows
Very
were
nice
flowing.
beer.
The wows were very much flowing.
Very nice beer.
Very phenomenal. Big, massive, I think it was like 14, 16 foot screen, maybe larger, but very, very big screen. 120, that's it. 120 inches, something like that. That was on there during all of the, during the entire game. Super fun. Had like 80, 90 people out there. So much fun stuff. I love our friends at 4 Peaks. Thank you guys for hosting us and for supporting the beers. Again, I know people are saying in the chat, Max is buying that one thing. No, they're not. But check out at 4 Peaks.
Devin here saying, Maxi Lalas, what was your thoughts on the USA game?
Stop it. Also, PHNX Sports. Max lost his bets. We're not talking about that. We're trying to move on here. Damn it. Check out at 4 Peaks Brew and at 4 Peaks Pub to catch up on everything going on with our friends, the 4 Peaks, Arizona's hometown brewery.
Remember, when it's a hot day like this, do hydrate.
Yes, you must be 21.
Also have a beer.
You must be 21 years or older to
make it a
enjoy
4 Peaks beer as
responsibly.
well. I'm sure I think there's some wow in the fridge now. Hopefully, when I get back home.
100%. They were flowing. They were flowing at the tailgate. Flowing at the tailgate. Someone that was flowing today was. We did have to name a man of the match. I do want to say that. And through 89 minutes, it was grim. Like, we didn't have anyone for a man of the match. Well, we actually did have one. If actually, producer, if you can put up the man of the match. It was a very hard decision. This is who we were ultimately going with. Yeah, man of the match was water. 4 hydration breaks, copious gallons of water consumed. Man of the match was water because no one else really wasn't a ton of, I would say, standout performances. Rocco had a decent game, but even when you're allowing goal in the circumstance that was there, you couldn't really point to one guy. But
I will say, though, if we're talking Rocco, actually, he made a very, very good save late on that did hold on for that point.
Yes, and we
shout out to him.
We almost named him the man of the match, but listen, we're talking, and goals change matches. Goals change matches. It is a cliche, but it is darn true. He's
not saying goals change games. He wants to say the old Rickism of goals change games.
I do. It is, man, the myth, the legend, Danny Trejo. 1 equalizer goal, 0.31 XG, 2 shots, 2 chances created. Someone who was actually, again, because he wasn't getting a lot of service, I think the service he did get in the first half of very much, again, over the top, kind of route one. When he got on the ball and started to tuck a bit more inside as the game went on into the second half, you really saw that we always see the best version of Danny Trejo, where he's not hugging the touchline, isolated on the island, trying to beat a man 1v1. It is when he is in the mix, causing chaos. You saw that on the goal where he's in it. You saw even in the last 10 minutes, he got this second burst of energy, this second gust of wind, and almost made the difference with, honestly, another assist almost in the dying minutes.
Yeah. Look, Danny Trejo, again, and this is perhaps where And I think Danny Trejo, in addition to some of the others on here, this is why sometimes it's frustrating when you see Rising come out and not performing well this season. The reason why it's so frustrating in a lot of ways is because you see the talent there.
Yeah.
You know those players can do it.
Yeah.
It's a question of seeing them actually do it. Danny obviously steps up in the pivotal moment today, manages to get that goal. I think, though, look, you look at a few of the other people there. You look at Carlos Harvey. You look at Federico Varela as well. And Emma Quajo also I thought was pretty decent off the bench in a short spell. Yeah, I think there were definitely some positives, even if, again, overall, I think the game was lacking certain things and work needs to be done for Wednesday, is how I'd put it.
It's putting it lightly. No, work definitely needs to be done. It's a tough turnaround. I mean, I think especially in matches like this where some of the you do have Carlos Harvey coming on. You do have some other subs in play, and I think that the interesting thing to me was, Juan did wait a little bit to rotate on the outside with Gabby Torres and Emi Cuejo coming in a little bit later. I mean, for me, maybe there was a bit of rotation already planned in there for Wednesday. I'm not sure, but I think to me that is something encouraging of, hey, hopefully you are able to rotate more of the squad for Wednesday's match.
Absolutely. I mean, again, one of those changes will be forced. Renzo Zambrano will miss the game on Wednesday due to yellow card accumulation, picking up his 8th today. When you look at some of the other players, again, I'm expecting a little bit of movement there. I mean, it's very plausible that you look at dropping a guy like Mo Traore and maybe you play Gabby Torres or you bring Darnell King in, or you've got from my Harvey, I'd expect is going to be playing. Look, it's thank you, Pat. Work to be done. I was stealing one statement. Look, it's now is about the point whereby, and actually, there's one more thing in there I want to address from these, but I'm going to make one other side big comment here. And that is BJ mentioning 2 hydration breaks per half breaks up the flow too much. I agree. I asked him a little bit about that and about what kind of an impact those hydration breaks have at that point. He says, yes, look, when you are losing, you're trailing the game, you want to try and get into a rhythm. Yeah. Yes, that's disruptive. It's not helpful at that point. But it's very hot here today. I think 2 is possibly a little bit too excessive. But, yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Yeah,
I mean, no, I put the Max Simpson over under at 3.5 water breaks, and I mean that sucker over always hits.
Indeed
it does.
Well, I'm going to take us on a little segue here because we've got 2 people just kind of staring at us. Come over here, boys. Come on, we'll bring them both in.
Okay, sure.
Might as well.
Let's get comfortable.
Everyone. We're going to squeeze in here, and let's just get opinions from everyone here about what they thought about the game. Start with Jake.
I mean, I think this is like the 5th or 6th time we've watched this game this season. Rising shoots themselves in the foot, gives away a gift of a goal, rescues a point at home at the death. Maybe could have won it, maybe could have lost it. It's a frustrating game because we've seen it before. And it's just like, at what point this deep into the season, it's mid-July, when is this team going to stop making stupid, just straight up stupid mistakes? You don't make that mistake, you get 3 points. This is a big week in terms of what the table could reflect at the end of the week. I get you make some changes because you have bigger matches on the road against a really good team like Saga in midweek. But again, it's just these games at home that you're dropping points to teams that aren't good on the road. Vegas, only win of the season, happened here. Colorado could have won this game. They're not very good on the road. And again, they come in here and almost squawked away with 3 points. It's getting frustrating. And I know Juan's confident in that if they play like this, they'll get 3 points throughout the week. But at home in this heat, you would think that you'd be able to take it to your opponent because going back up there is not an easy feat at all.
No, absolutely not. Well, Reese, what do you think?
I agree with what most of Jake said. I think that when we were trying to attack, we couldn't get anything done because they had the 2 lines, of course. And I think the left side during the first half, Traore and Trejo, they were pretty much invisible. And to win a match, you can't have that. You can't have a whole side be invisible. I think the right side was probably one of the highlights in the first half. But as it went on, they grew into the match. Trejo obviously scoring, but I don't know.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. We have it. Well, boys, thank you for briefly hopping on here and giving us your opinions. That's my kind little go on. Back you go. Come on.
Owen being
hide away.
kind.
What is this? It's our show, isn't it?
I mean, yeah.
It's the OJ and Simpson.
Oh
show.
dear God.
as it has been described.
I don't know why it took
in the
me a
back.
second. Oh,
It's all right.
no.
We got our first
Oh,
Fire Max
no.
Hire Reese in the chat there from Edward.
I had a good run. I mean, listen, there was a litany of people replaced me when I was out South America. So it's only fair to add to the talent. I understand.
Indeed,
Comes with
indeed.
the job. Comes with the job. You know what else comes with the job is our friends at OG's Brands. Our friends at OG's Brands. It's the perks of the job, and it's the gift that keeps on giving. You know, we got a lot of OGs in the office.
We saw the boys put a couple of efforts high today, and
Oh, nice. I see what you did there. You funny guy. No, but OG's Brands, right? They got the Indies because the sativas, the creams, the fruits, the minis, the RSOs, all of that stuff. I mean, shoot, little high efforts to your point. Maybe I thought I was, someone, coming in could have maybe ingested an OG's because it was just hot as heck. Whoa, my gosh, there is something crashing above us. I promise, I'm not on OG's. I am
it's
not.
the propane tanks.
Oh my gosh, I'm not imagining that. I am not high. That actually is happening. Our friends at OG's can reassure me though that it is a nice chilling high that is very controlled. It is the best stuff in Arizona. Check them out at ogsbrands.com or on Instagram at ogsbrands. You must be 21 years or older to enjoy responsibly. And after you have a nice OG's, check out our friends at Circle K. Check out our friends at Circle K. Keep it with a Polar Pop, nice and cool.
Keeping me on my toes. I don't know which ad's coming next.
I know that's kind of the beauty of what I do. But yeah, friends are Circle K. They keep you nice and hydrated. Again, we have people coming up to me like, how do I get free? You're always giving out free beers. I want a free Circle K. I'm under 21 years old, to a nameless person who was coming up to me. And I said, all you got to do is you text PHNX to 31310. You text PHNX to 31310. Do you not want a free Polar Pop? What is wrong with you? It's hot. I'm freaking sweating in here. Get a freaking Polar Pop. Get 2 Polar Pops for the price of 1. Text PHNX to 31310 and do yourself a favor because it's hot. Don't do it. If you're not going to do it for yourself, do it for me. Come on. That's all I got. Yeah. Circle K is freaking amazing.
Indeed, indeed. Should we look around the league?
Let's do it, man.
Let's have a look around the league because it has been another delightful day of what on earth is happening in USL Championship. And on that note, I'm just going to read through the results. I'm going to read them all because there's so much just weird stuff that's happened, but let's go through them. USL Championship.
Oh, I love that. Oh, I haven't heard the voice in a while. Yeah.
Indy 11 0. Tampa Bay Rowdies 0.
Oh, okay.
Charleston Battery 3. Pittsburgh Riverhounds 1. Louisville City 1. Birmingham Legion 2.
Weird.
Memphis 901 3. Orange County 4.
That's absurd.
Detroit City 1. Monterey Bay 0.
I want to point out real quick that Memphis OC match was 3-3 at the half. That's bonkers.
Stuff still crashing.
Oh my
down
gosh.
upstairs. New Mexico
Sky's not
United
falling.
3. Sacramento Republic 0.
Sacramento.
San Antonio FC 0. Miami FC 1.
On that note, Miami FC played with 10 men for 80 minutes.
That is true.
That's crazy.
That's
crazy. And
very true.
They won 1-0 on the road.
And had 51% possession.
San Antonio.
I know San Antonio don't play possession football,
No.
but 51% possession. When you are down to 10 men.
Harry, what
for
are we doing?
80 minutes,
Where are you at, Harry? Where are you at, Harry?
Where are you,
Where are
Harry?
you at,
Where are
Harry?
you, Harry?
Come on.
Okay, here we go. Rising were terrible today. We're deflecting it onto San
Bam.
Antonio.
Deflect.
El Paso Locomotive 1. Oakland Roots 3.
That's off the rails.
And Las Vegas Lights 0. Hartford Athletic 2.
Lights out.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
New Mexico putting 3 on Sacramento is insane to me.
That's great. Well, after all the craziness that is USL, because at halftime in most of these matches before Rising match kicked off, we were saying results are actually going Rising's way if everything were to hold. Where does this put Rising right now in the table?
Phenomenal question. I don't have that answer to me.
Oh,
You could have asked that at a more opportune time.
that's
there,
on,
Mike,
that's
but
on
I'll
you,
get
man.
You the answer now.
You're the man who's going around the USL figuring out how to have the table.
Phoenix Rising has dropped today to 10th position. However, they do hold 2 games in hand on the 2 teams above them, who collectively are 1 point and 2 points ahead, respectively.
Yeah.
Okay. So the answer is Rising would be in the playoffs, presuming results games in hand go their way. The team in 6th, Colorado Springs, are also only 3 points ahead of Rising, but have played 2 games more.
Yeah. Rising, I mean,
it's still in Rising's hand at this point, right? They're down at the playoffs. However, when you look at it from the perspective of the games in hand, the fact that almost all the teams around them have played more games, some of them multiple games, it's not quite as bad as it could be.
No, but this is what it keeps on going back to what we were saying earlier in the week on both of the shows in the week is, again, the first half is very much, okay, of the season. Yeah, you're building continuity. You want to see the performances match the results, but as long as the performance is good, everything will come. This is the time for these results to start going their way. And again, they drew a point out of this, better than nothing, but like, man, this is the thing where you're only going to get so many of these stretches where it's like, oh, okay, well, there's time. Yes, there's time. The sky is not falling, but this has to be more a theme, especially if they're trying to host playoff matches. That's the big thing. Like there's some steps that need to be taken.
Indeed. Right. Well, I'll take a little roundup in the chat a minute now. Gullyman Pat, with games in hand only means something if you can get results, which at this point is a big if. Looking at some of the earlier comments here. H. Jose Bosch. Well, hello, Jose, calling in from afar. Ain't no way there's water in Max's Hydro Flask.
I can promise you it is.
Okay. Some of the other comments here. Albert further back. So much for the mentality monsters, he says, referring to San Antonio as Max downs whatever he's put in that Hydro Flask of his. San Antonio, yeah, they always big up that mentality monsters kind of thing. Not what you see today out of them. I didn't think when you look at the stats and break it down, they weren't necessarily that impressive, even though they had 80 minutes with the man advantage.
Mentality monsters, more like mortality monsters.
Oh, no. And then Goldman Pat, one more from him. That Memphis result a couple weeks ago continues to look less and less impressive, right? They've been really falling apart, I think, ever since that loss to Phoenix Rising. Prior to that, Memphis, one of the form teams in the league, is someone that had started a little bit slowly. You had a few worries if you were Memphis. Yeah. They really picked it back up. They looked like they were getting back on track. Come here, lose quite heavily, go back home, lose heavily again. And from there on, it's just been kind of mediocre, bouncing around. Orange County lost today, really a bad result for them. Yeah. I think, I mean, again, looking at some of the other stuff here, Albert Sky ain't falling, but it's starting to show some cracks.
Yeah, sounds about right. I feel like.
And Thomas calling him Memphis 911. Nice. Somebody call an ambulance for their season.
But not for me. Wait. Yeah, the meme. I feel like John Cena with his freaking wristband thing, but you can see
I will say, you notice now, we're like wiping it off. These lights that we have beaming at us right
which
now,
add to the copious amounts of heat.
Make it warmer in here.
Gosh.
It is.
You start seeing through these freaking shirt of this guy.
It is toasty. I got those lovely sweat stains.
Same. Oh, wait, it's a black shirt, baby. Got the PHNX locker. Here we go. But yeah, man, it's been a crazy match. Again, one of those bonkers ones, like happy to get a result. But I was saying this. I don't want this to take in context. I'm not saying you wish for a loss, but it's like the loss would resonate further with how down the play was at times tonight. The draw is almost like, oh, we mask over it a bit. So I just want to make sure that sky's not falling or anything like that. But like this thing's got to shape up, especially in the attack. It's got to be.
I know. And yeah, look, Jake kind of mentioned it when Jake came on, the fact that Juan has been like, look, if we continue punching in the way that they came out later in that game and we're doing those kind of things.
It's stressful, man. The last 10, 15 minutes are stressful.
Yes, they're going to come out there and they're going to actually win more games. The problem is that, again, we're still yet to see them do it over an extended period of time repeatedly. And that is where the problem is. And that's what we're not going to, I think, overall see improvement until we see some of those moments like that. Look, Wednesday's going to be an interesting one. We're going to have to talk about it a lot on Tuesday, aren't we?
We sure are. We have a lot to get to on Tuesday's show. It's really like a match like this really highlights a lot of interesting trends. So we're going to come at you guys with graphics and stats and a bunch of nerdy stuff on Tuesday. So very excited for that. But the day after Tuesday, as you guys know, got a double header at Valley Tap Room. The link is out now. Check out PHNX __rising.
So disappointed I'm going to miss that one.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be a fun time. Maybe even producer Emerald will maybe drop in the chat for those of you who have not RSVP'd, but it's a free RSVP. Again, check out at PHNX __rising because of Valley Tap Room. We're doing not one, but two watch parties. USA versus Netherlands at 6 o'clock. That bad boy is going to go till around 8 p.m. And when it's done at 8 p.m., you know what starts at 8 p.m.?
Max buying beers.
No, at 8 p.m. it's going to be Rising kicking off their match. So come for one watch party, stay for both of them at Valley Tap Room. Super fun time. They already have beer specials. Four Peaks is going to be there with some nice specials and all that stuff. And rumor has it, if you treat Adman nice, maybe Adman will buy you a beer. Wait, no,
Chat, I want you to ask.
No,
Chat, I want
don't
you to
click,
tell
don't
us, chat, as well, by the way, as our producer, Emma, thank you for dumping the link in the
It's
chat
free.
there.
It's
Sign
free.
up.
There's only
limited
35
number.
spots. 35
You've
spots.
gotta
Do it
get
now.
in
Do it
there
now. Do it
quickly.
now. Do it now.
You saw how many people
Do it
showed
now,
up
do
to
it now, do it
Cold
now.
Peaks? We had 80 plus. We
Do it now,
can't
do it
get
now.
all of them in.
No.
Valley
Valley
Tap
Tap
Room.
Room, small and intimate.
Exclusive little space. All gonna have a lot of fun. Make sure to come out there. But chat, let us know. How many shots does Max owe again?
I knew this is coming up. Oh, yeah,
How many shots does he owe?
No, dude.
How many shots does he owe, chat?
My liver. Again, listen. Every road game, Rising win. I take a shot. So they win one. I'll tell you what. I'll maybe even up the ante. I don't usually do this, but if Rising score the first goal, I'll take a shot.
Shot on the first goal.
I'll take a shot if Rising score if they score the first
filmed
goal.
and posted.
That's fine.
There we
Cool.
go.
You heard it here first.
And then Max is buying shots as well. Remember, if you show up on Wednesday and happen to be 21 or over, and you've got one of those Max is going to buy me a drink coupons to hand. He's actually got some here.
Oh,
I'll show you what it looks like.
That's a bummer because I'm the only one in existence.
No, there's going to be more. There's going to be more on Wednesday. And if you have one of them, if you happen to have one of them, rumor has it that Max is going to buy you a tequila shot as well.
Yeah, that rumor is wrong as heck, but what is not wrong as heck, what's right as heck, our friends at Valley Tap Room. Again, check them out in general, but especially on Wednesday. RSVP for free. It is first come, first serve on the RSVP. It's free. It's going to be a freaking fun time, guys. Again, get there early. I'm going to be there early, pregame and all that good stuff. Again, Valley Tap Room on Instagram at Valley Tap Room and in person off the 202 and Gilbert. Nice spot there. Shout out my man Donald for doing these awesome watch parties. Appreciate you. And if the Wi-Fi holds up, which by all accounts it should be, going to do a live post-game show there as well. So, bang.
He'll be doing it there.
Bang.
I'll be doing it from Heart Health Park in Sacramento, California.
Where would you rather be than Sacramento?
Absolutely anywhere.
The best...
Definitely Valley Tap Room,
absolutely
anywhere.
Best part about Sacramento is leaving Sacramento,
which I'll be doing prior to 7 a.m. the following morning.
Goodness.
As I get off to somewhere that's actually a bit nicer than that in Monterey. But
boy. All right, well, we can talk more crap about Sacramento. Probably play some disparaging things that the Rock said back in the day. But hey, is there anything else we need to talk about tonight? We think we're good. We move.
Talk about getting ourselves out of here into somewhere that doesn't just have a tiny little poor air conditioning unit sitting in the back.
We don't want that. We do have a
super chat before we go.
No.
Donating $4.99 to the Max Shot Fund.
I saw
That's
the
what we
I
like
saw
to
the money.
see.
I saw the money and I looked at what it was. I'm not acknowledging that. You send super chats. I'm not acknowledging them if they're about me drinking.
Scott, we appreciate you.
We do not.
Max's liver, however, does not.
Scott, I appreciate you repping our shirt earlier. Like you said,
dust storm
I
coming.
did not
Being
remember
told.
that.
I can see the dust storm.
Oh gosh. Okay,
let's get out of here.
We appreciate everyone joining us on the PHNX Rising postgame show. You can follow us on Twitter at PHNX__Rising. That's
double the dust storms. Apparently.
Oh dear gosh, you can follow me on Twitter
go.
at Max David Simpson. You can follow him on Twitter at OGEvans18. Catch us on Tuesday at 6 p.m. for our normal show. Wednesday at Valley Tap Room. Check the RSVP link for free. But until then, it's a beautiful game. But remember, it's so much more beautiful when we don't have to come back in the 90th minute. No. It's when we don't have to come back in the 90th minute. Get out of here. Goodbye. Have a good night. Good weekend. Yeah. Later. Yeah.